This is Ian Cameron for Odds.com, and it's another Odds HQ NBA betting preview video with yours truly, Ian Cameron. We had a nice result yesterday. San Antonio plus the points cashes the smaller lean as well over the total with the Spurs and 76ers. Also got there. Let's see if we can keep the wins piling up here with our preview of the game that I've selected from the Tuesday NBA slate to break down. It's the Orlando Magic taking on the Indiana Pacers. The Orlando Magic, a slight favorite in this game, 1.5-point favorites. The total, 225 in this game. And I have not much opinion on the side for this game, but we've got some things to like, or at least I think so, when it comes to the total in this game. We're going to use the letter O, and I mentioned this in the article that accompanies these videos, which you can read each day at odds.com. We're going to use the letter O to talk about this game because the letter O is pretty significant. How about O as in Oladipo? Victor Oladipo. The Indiana Pacers weren't sure if they would have Victor Oladipo available for them at the beginning of this restart in Orlando, but he played in their first game against Philadelphia, 15 points, played a little over 31 minutes in that game against the 76ers. Didn't look out of place, for a guy that hasn't played basketball in a very long time. Of course, you can say that about a lot of the players here in this NBA restart in Orlando, considering, the NBA basketball was shut down for months due to the pandemic. But it had even been longer than that for Oladipo. So to see him, 15 points, 31 minutes, get the rust, get the kinks out of the system, get a game under his belt, I think it's going to make him more comfortable tonight and moving forward. Now, Indiana has played 2 games, but the last game against Washington, it was a scheduled rest day for Victor Oladipo. He didn't play in that game. He is expected to be back on the court tonight. And Indiana, the first 2 games, they have, offense and putting the biscuit in the basket, putting the ball through the hoop has been a struggle at times this year for the Pacers. They're not the best offensive team in terms of efficiency. But you look at the first 2 games here of the restart, 119 points per game for the Pacers. They found some supplementary scoring. A variety of players have really stepped up to provide an offensive boost. Have to start with T.J. Warren. This guy has been a beast. He's been phenomenal in the first 2 games for Indiana. 51 and 34 points for the Pacers in the 2 games against the Sixers and the Wizards. Very impressive. Aaron Holiday, double digits for him in points in each of the first 2 games. Malcolm Brogdon, who returned to the lineup against Washington. He missed the Philadelphia game. He came back and scored 20 points. So again, the full season numbers show only 17th in offensive efficiency for Indiana. But right now they're playing at a level or 2 above that in terms of their offensive game. And it has shown really in recent weeks for Indiana, going back to when the regular season was paused right before the break. So I think Indiana, again, has a chance to have another good offensive game. Again, averaging nearly 120 points per game here in the first 2 games. And Oladipo will be back on the floor. And the fact he's got a game under his belt, I expect him to shoot the ball even better here tonight in this game against Orlando. So we talked about O as in Oladipo. How about O as in over? Why do I mention that? Well, you've got 2 teams here, Orlando and Indiana, each of them trending over the total in recent games. Indiana has cashed the over in 4 of their last 5 games. But we have to talk about the Orlando over streak because very quietly, way under the radar, a lot of people not even paying attention. I'm paying attention because, as you can tell, because I'm about to mention this, the Orlando Magic have gone on an incredible over the total streak. How incredible? How about their last 14 games? Orlando is 14-0 to the over. That's right. That's you can go look it up. These are facts. The Orlando Magic are on a remarkable, perfect, undefeated 14-0 streak to the over in their last 14 games. And each and every one of those games had at least 228 total points scored in them. It's been an unbelievable run, and there's not many people that have paid attention to it, to be honest with you. So what has caused such an over the total streak? 14 straight overs for the Orlando Magic. Are you kidding me? You know how difficult it is for any team in any sport to have a streak like this from a total standpoint where you're going over in 14 or under for that matter in 14 straight games. So first of all, what's caused it for the Orlando Magic? Well, for much of the season, Orlando is a slow-paced team. They were offensively challenged. They were not a great offensive team most of the season, and they were actually a really good defensive team. The roles have kind of reversed in recent weeks. They've gotten much better offensively. Steve Clifford's made some adjustments with his rotation. They're going a bit smaller. They've had some guys step up. Markelle Fultz, remember everyone was ready to throw him in the garbage can after the disaster it was for him with Philadelphia? Well, he's really given them a lift, and he's found some new life here with his new team, the Orlando Magic. He's had good production since getting an increased role with the team. Nikola Vucevic has shot well, been efficient offensively. Aaron Gordon's been big. Evan Fournier struggled the last game, but still, you're probably going to get some solid three-point perimeter punch from him as well. And Terrence Ross, there's an offensive boost. There's an offensive player that can just step in, come off the bench, and just shoot the ball and put some points on the board. And he did that in the last game for Orlando, 25 points against Sacramento. And their defensive play has declined. There's no question. They're playing a little bit quicker, but their defensive play has gone down. For the full season, their defensive ratings are still okay, but they've definitely not played as well at the defensive end of the court in recent games. And it's probably going to get worse for them defensively because if anyone saw it, just a terrible injury for Jonathan Isaac. You could arguably say he's the best defender on this Orlando team. Torn ACL injury, out for the season. Just terrible news for this guy. He's had a really, really tough luck of things when it comes to injuries, but that's definitely going to make this Orlando team worse at the defensive end of the basketball court with Isaac not there, because you're talking about one of the better defenders they have. So in terms of this game, I'm not betting the side. I don't have a really strong stance on it either way, but I really like the game to go over the total of 225. Let's ride this Orlando 14-0 over the total streak. Again, Indiana's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games. Both of these teams are currently in some of the best offensive form they've had this entire season. And I expect it to show tonight in this game between the Magic and Pacers. So for me, Odds HQ Tuesday NBA betting preview recommendation, let's go with Orlando, Indiana over 225. And let's see if we can cash another ticket on the NBA hardcourt tonight. I'm Ian Cameron. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with another Odds HQ NBA betting preview video. As always, check out odds.com every day for great sports betting content, and make sure you're subscribed to the Odds HQ YouTube channel. I'm Ian Cameron. Good luck with your wagers. We'll be back tomorrow.